Hey guys, we are back with the second 3 inning set of deep drive baseball's game between the visiting Mets and the hosting Chicago Cubs. It is the Tom Terrific, the franchise on the mound for the Mets in 1967, and it's Kenny Holtzman, uh, one of the aces of the Chicago Cubs staff. I think they have Fergie Jenkins as well. All right, so here goes. We are at the top of the fourth. Let's do it. It's Cleon Judd. It's Tommy Reynolds. That's what I said. Tommy Reynolds is leading off. He does not do well or should face right-handers because you have that circle on the upper left-hand corner. Um, what else about him? Doesn't do many deep drives. Had only 2 home runs, so deep drives are rare off his card. Let's see. Even off the pitcher card, by the way. So if it's less than 6, if the modifier is less than 6, then it'll be a deep drive. All right, so here goes. Here's the pitch, and it's a 25, and that'll be a slow chopper to the first baseman. What was it, Clarence Jones, did we say in the first video? And he'll flip to the pitcher covering. Kenny Holtzman hustles to get over there and makes it. Here's Kenny Boyer. This game plays pretty fast. This is going to be a deep drive. With a 6, he does not. Oh, we got to get the Cubs card. Because I'm looking at Shea Stadium. So let's get the Cubs. Let's see what that is. We got a 6, and we're going to roll those 2d6 again. Wow. Well, we have it here somewhere, but there's a lot of cards. Well, you get all the cards with this game for $15. I mean, you can't beat that. Why am I waiting a month to pay $100 for a set that doesn't give me all the players? And I have to play, I have to pay a ton of money for. Why? When I can get a $15 set in minute, it's immediate, and I get all the players, and it plays easy. I don't understand. Some guys are paying $200 for a couple of sets with all the players, and throwing their money away. All right, just get used to a new game. That's it. These games are just as good. New games are just as good as the old games. I play them both, so I know. All right, Wrigley Field. Oh, right-handed batters have a big advantage. It's like an automatic home run. So he is, if it lands where it should, on the ballpark card. All right, so he does have the ballpark in his favor, and that ball is going to be gone. So a deep drive left field and way back. Adios, home run for Kenny Boyer. Kenny Boyer hit 7 home runs. All right, Tommy Davis now. So it's 1-1. Excuse me. 88. That'll be a hard hit ground ball up the middle, and Kessinger gets there, throws on the run, and that is out number 2. Ron Swoboda now with 2 outs. Steps in the box. Swoboda batted .281, 13 home runs, 500 plate appearances, a 26 will be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. So that ends the inning, but the Mets tied up on that home run by Boyer. Kenny Boyer played on the Mets for a few years, traded in '67 to the White Sox. Ron Santo, before that, wasn't he with, at some point he's with the Yankees, and didn't he start out with the Cardinals? I'm not sure, doing it off the top of my head. Ronnie Santo against Tom Terrific, who's having a much better game. Terrific's given up only 3 hits on 1 run, but let's knock on wood if we can find it. Not too much wood nowadays. And that's a good thing. Save the trees. That's line out to the first baseman. So ripped opposite field, and Swoboda snags it. And here's Lee Thomas. Steps in the box against Seaver with a 10, and that'll be, oh, he gets plunked. He gets plunked. So it's Clarence Jones now. The Cleon Jones imposter. And a 25. Checks his swing, and they check with the first base he's lefty. They check with the third base umpire, and he rings him up. And Jones just shaking his head, doesn't understand that at all. Doesn't believe he went on that swing. Here's Randy Hundley now, 2 outs. Thomas is at first. Let's see Thomas's base stealing. Thomas's base stealing is an 11. He had 1 stolen base and 200 plate appearances. Nah, I don't think so. It's going to be a 62, ball 4. So that's Seaver's first walk. In one of the starts, he walked like 5 guys. Here's Adolph. I like calling him Adolph. Adolph Phillips. Decent center fielder out of 3. Batted .268. Had a good game against Seaver in the last time Seaver faced the Cubs. And that's a 13, which will be ball 4. So that's back-to-back walks by Terrific. He loads the bases here with 2 outs, and it's the pitcher Kenny Holtzman. All I need right now is to roll like in the 50s or the early 60s on Seaver's card. Holtzman doesn't have too much going. He has a little bit. He hit bat 200. So let's see what happens. Bases loaded, 2 outs. I'm hoping, Seaver could have a better game. I don't know if that's going to be a reality here. And that's not going to be a reality. Oh, he got lucky. Okay, so the 12 will be a strikeout. So he blows a fastball by Holtzman, and that ends the inning. The Cubs leave the bases loaded. And it's Jerry Grody for the Mets here in the top of the 5th. Doing another 3 innings. And that's a 0-4. 0-4 will be a ground ball and through the left side for a base hit. Muscles a grounder through the hole. Kessinger cannot reach it, neither can Santo. And here's Bart Shirley. We're going to bunt with Bart Shirley. 68 will be a strikeout, so that's 2 strikes. We're going to try again. And a 69 will be a strikeout, and he bunts a foul. He can't hit for beans. Here is Buddy Harrelson. Pitch. And a 61 will be a ball 4. So he walks, and up comes Terrific. So Terrific has an opportunity to help himself, help his own cause. Batted only 143, unfortunately for him. 143. I had some choppiness and some lagging in my previous videos. I'm checking this out. So hopefully we don't have that problem. Let me know. This is Tony Porter, your host, and this is Tabletop Baseball Digest. Remember to like and subscribe my channel and comment. Let me know how you feel about Dom Seaver, how you feel about Kenny Holtzman, how you feel about Deep Drive Baseball. And join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. Join Deep Drive Baseball Facebook group as well. Tom Terrific. And that's a 22. Swing and a miss. Seaver chases the ball out of the zone, trying to make something happen. Here's Cleon Jones now with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Kenny Holtzman with the pitch, and an 81 will be a line drive. Caught by the first baseman. All right. Let's do it, Don Kessinger. He's off in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 game. It's 1-3-0 for the Mets and 1-3-0 for the Cubs. Here's the pitch, and that's a 92. Easy out. 2 is a slow ground ball to the first baseman, Swoboda. I didn't even know he played first base. I thought he was always an outfielder, but he started off playing the first base, I guess. Here's Beckert. Beckert batted 280 with 5 home runs. The pitch, and a 21 will be an out. A 1 is a pop-up right side. Swoboda under it, waits for it, makes the catch in fair ground, right on the outfield grass, the edge of the outfield grass. And 2 outs, and Billy Williams. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Score is tied at 1. 0-1, that's Deep Drive. With a 9, he's a lefty, so he won't get the ballpark there. An 85 will be pulls it down the line, and that's a fair ball into the corner. Played by Reynolds. And digging for second is Williams. Here's the throw and the tag by Housen, and he's safe under the tag, so it's a double. All right, Ronnie Santo with a go-ahead run at second base in scoring position here against Seaver. Seaver's going to have to reach back for a little extra, see what he can do with Santo. Pitch from Seaver, and that's a 68. Struck him out. Big K, Tom Seaver. It is early in the morning here on Saturday morning, so I'm trying to keep it down a little bit. Don't want my radio announcing to rattle the walls. Tommy Reynolds will lead off for the Mets here in the top of the 6th inning. This is going to be the 3rd and final inning of this stream, or recording rather. It'll be out there, so just to keep Deep Drive alive and well. That's all. Tommy Reynolds, 21, and that'll be a defensive check with a 49. 49 will be to the pitcher. 49 to the pitcher, and he'll pick it up. Throws over to first. So that role to look on the chart is crucial, because that chart will give you the ratings of the defenders. It's just like not to get into a big argument, but there was one time that somebody played deep drive baseball and said, "Why do I have to roll and look on another chart for an error or range play, and then nothing happens?" Well, for example, in Stratomatic, same thing, right? You get the X result, you look at the chart, and nothing can happen. Like, it doesn't have to be an error, and it doesn't have to be a single. It could be an out. So that was hilarious, and that's one of the arguments that this person used to criticize deep drive baseball. Well, there's a separate defensive chart that I have to look at, and it was like, what? Wait a second. Makes no sense. It's based on the fielder that's hit to, right? If it's a good fielder, he's going to make the play. If it's a poor fielder, he's not. So, I mean, that's tabletop baseball 101. All right, Kenny Boyer. But he's not a tabletop baseball guy anyway. He plays tabletop baseball like he plays everything else. A lot of fantasy games, World War II games. Good guy. I have nothing against him. But he was off on that one big time. All right, Kenny Boyer. 68, and that's a strikeout. And that'll be out number 2. Chases a ball in the dirt. That looks like a Holtzman slider. And Tommy Davis. Pitch from Holtzman, 0-6. That's line. Base hit. That's ripped, by the way, to left center field. Played by Billy Williams. And Davis on base with a single. Not a great base stealer. Had 9 stolen bases. So that's basically one a month. Ron Swoboda comes up with 2 outs and 1 on here at the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 tie in Chicago, 1967. What day was this? Where were you on Tuesday the 25th, 1967? Ask your parents if they're still, well, they're not going to still be around. It's doubtful. My parents had me very late in life, so I lost both of them. Ronnie Swoboda, 96, and that's a 3, which is a grounder to the first baseman, Jones. Steps on the bag ahead of Swoboda, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Lee Thomas is leading off against Tom Terrific, who's having a much, much better game. He gave up 8 runs in the last start against the Cubs. Nothing went well for Seaver. Got his ERA down to 6 now. It's a 0-3. I spoke too soon. That's lined up the middle. Base hit, center field. So Lee Thomas rips one into center field. Played on a hop by Cleon Jones. And Lee Thomas, I think we looked at his base running. Yeah, he only stole one base. Well, we're going to get Clarence Jones to bunt. And that's going to be a 23. That's a strikeout. He's going to bunt again. And an 89 will be a good bunt to the pitcher. So runner in scoring position now. Good job by Clarence Jones. Randy Hundley now. Pitch from Seaver, and it's a 76, which would be a defensive result. And a 76 will to shortstop. And Harrelson looks at Thomas, makes the play. Harrelson will make that play for sure. He's at least a 3. And he does. He's a 3, so he's good. 3 and up. 3, 4, 5. 5 is the best. You're not going to see a lot of those. 4s are hard to find. 3s are common, but they're basically the standard. They're pretty good. And 2s and 1s, you got to worry about. You got to worry about. That's like a 3 and a 4 in Stratomatic. All right, up comes a guy named Adolfo Phillips. Adolf Phillips. He had 3 hits in the game, that last game Seaver pitched. I don't know that all the hits were against Seaver because Seaver got knocked out early. Gave up 8 runs in that game. That caused some post-traumatic stress disorder in my life. Here's Adolfo Phillips. Should we walk Adolfo Phillips to get to the pitcher, who's a 200 hitter? Still a pretty decent hitter. And it could always be off the pitcher card. That's another issue. We're gonna face Phillips, and that's gonna be trouble. That's gonna be trouble. And that's in the gap. Is anybody gonna get there? No, and that's going to drop in and roll to the wall. Coming into score, it's 2-1 Cubs. Around second is Phillips hustling for third. Here's the relay and the throw, the tag by Boyer, and he is safe with a triple. Triple by Adolf Phillips. Didn't like the fact that I was calling him Adolfo, or Adolf. Didn't like that. So Kenny Holtzman now with 2 outs, and the Cubs have taken the lead here, 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. So let's get Kenny Holtzman out if we can, and we cannot. We cannot. So it's going to go to the deep drive chart. So that's a drive. He's a righty. He bats righty, throws lefty, so he will get the ballpark. And that's going to be a 62, which is a line drive, base hit, left field. And that's into the corner. So scoring is Phillips and into second base with a double. 3-1 now. And here's Kessinger. 3-1. How's Seaver doing? He's 13. He's got 5. He's got a lot of endurance left. Here's a pitch to Kessinger at 21. With a 3, here's a ground ball to the first baseman Swoboda. He'll make the play, and that retires the side. That'll do it for the second 3 innings of this deep drive baseball game. Seaver, unfortunately, and disappointingly, allows 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs. 2-out rally for the Cubs, and it's 3-1. 3-7-0 for the Cubs, and 1-4-0. Stay tuned and look out for the last 3 innings of this game. We'll see what happens, to see if the Mets can come back and see how long Seaver can last. I don't know. Let me know how the video is. It was lagging before. I think I fixed that.